My fiancé married my roommate in front of 200 guests. I was standing 3 feet away when it happened. But here's the part nobody tells you about betrayal. It doesn't feel like a knife. It feels like time stopping while everyone else keeps moving forward without you. The officiant's voice echoed across the marble courtyard. Calm. Ceremonial. Like nothing violent was happening at all. White roses lined the aisle. Crystal glasses caught the afternoon sun. Somewhere behind me, a woman sniffled and dabbed at her eyes with a silk handkerchief. I didn't move. Couldn't breathe. I just stood there and watched Alessio, the man who'd slept in my bed for 3 years, slide a diamond ring onto Calista's finger. The same Calista who borrowed my clothes. Who cried on my couch about her terrible dates. Who knew exactly how I took my coffee because we'd lived together for 18 months. Camera shutters clicked like tiny gunshots. Applause rose on cue. Polite. Practiced. Expensive. Everyone else saw a beautiful wedding. I saw a crime scene that hadn't finished unfolding yet. Then the air changed. Not because someone shouted. Not because chaos broke out. Because of silence. The kind that spreads when something dangerous enters a room. Conversations died mid-sentence. Laughter thinned to nothing. Shoulders straightened. Even the catering staff, trained to be invisible, suddenly repositioned themselves near the exits. I felt it before I saw him. A presence behind me, close enough that warmth radiated against my back. Then a voice, low, controlled, meant only for me. Don't cry. I froze. This wedding isn't real. A pause, measured, surgical, and by tomorrow night, neither of them will be either. I didn't turn around. Didn't need to. I already knew who he was. Raffaele Moretti, Alessio's older brother. The one nobody talked about at family dinners. The one who never smiled in photos. The one they called when problems needed to disappear quietly. Where Alessio had been groomed for charm and public admiration, Raffaele had been groomed for something else entirely. Control. Containment. They said he handled sensitive family matters. They said he kept the Moretti name clean by getting his hands dirty. I'd met him exactly 3 times before this. Once at a charity gala where he'd nodded at me from across the room. Once at Alessio's birthday dinner where he'd arrived late and left early. Once at Christmas where he'd said exactly 4 words to me. Pass the salt, please. He never remembered those moments. But somehow he remembered me. At the altar, Alessio lifted his head slightly. Just enough to scan the crowd. When his eyes found Raffaele, his smile flickered. Just for a second. But I saw it. Fear. The applause grew louder. Almost desperate now. Calista squeezed Alessio's hand like she was anchoring herself to something that might slip away. She looked perfect. Radiant. Hair pinned in loose waves, makeup flawless, dress fitted like it had been sewn onto her body. She looked like this moment had always belonged to her. Like I'd never existed at all. Nobody looked at me. That hurt more than the betrayal itself. I wasn't even the scandal. I wasn't the drama. I wasn't the story people would whisper about later. I was the erasure. Phones were already raised, capturing the kiss, the vows, the perfect optics. In those videos, I'd appear for maybe 2 seconds, a blurred woman in the background. Frozen. Unnamed. Already forgotten. I felt so small. Until Raffaele moved. He stepped forward. Not dramatically. Not aggressively. Just 1 step. But it shifted everything. The geometry of the entire space changed. Heads turned. Whispers started. Even the officiant paused mid-blessing. Raffaele adjusted his cuff. Glanced toward the altar. Then looked back at me. You should stay, he said quietly. His voice was calm. Almost gentle. I need you to see this. Every instinct I had screamed at me to leave. To run. To preserve whatever tiny scrap of dignity I had left. But something else, something darker, steadier, held me in place. I nodded. That was my first mistake. Or maybe, my first act of survival. The officiant declared them married. Thunder of applause. Calista beamed like she'd won something. Alessio looked like a man waiting for a sentence to finish. Unsure if it would end with freedom or execution. Raffaele leaned closer to me. This part is important, he whispered. Watch her face. Calista turned slightly, scanning the guests with that practiced bride smile. Then her eyes landed on Raffaele. The smile didn't disappear. It calcified. Not fear in her expression. Calculation. And that's when I knew. Whatever she thought she'd won today, it wasn't complete. Something was still coming. Raffaele's hand brushed the small of my back. Not intimate. Not possessive. Protective. You're shaking, he murmured. I'm fine. Ilid. No. His voice stayed calm. You're being processed. I swallowed hard. Processed for what? His eyes never left the couple at the altar. For the truth. The reception started immediately. Champagne flowing. Music rising. Guests swarming the newlyweds like nothing unnatural had just happened. Alessio drank too fast. Calista laughed too loud. Raffaele didn't drink at all. He spoke quietly with two men I didn't recognize. They nodded once each and melted into the crowd. You planned this, I whispered. Yes. Before the wedding? He finally looked at me. Really looked at me. Before the engagement. My heart slammed against my ribs. Why? Raffaele shook his head once. Not yet. You told me this wedding isn't real, I said. My voice cracked. Explain. If I explain now. He paused. You'll feel guilty. I already feel guilty. For what? For staying. Something shifted in his expression. Barely visible. Good, he said softly. That means you're still honest. He offered me his arm. Not as a demand. As a choice. If you walk away now, he said, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering what really happened here. I stared at his arm. At the clean lines of his suit. At the complete absence of doubt in his posture. And if I stay, his eyes met mine. Then you'll never be powerless again. I took his arm. That was the moment my life split cleanly in two. Everything before. And everything after. The reception felt like drowning in champagne and lies. Calista floated through the crowd like she'd been born for this moment. Touching arms. Kissing cheeks. Laughing at jokes that weren't funny. She hugged my cousin Marissa. Marissa who'd helped me pick out my own engagement ring 2 years ago. Marissa who knew. Who'd seen me and Alessio together at family dinners. Who'd congratulated us. She hugged Calista and said, You look absolutely stunning. Not one word to me. I stood 10 feet away and she looked right through me like I was furniture. That's when the rage started building. Not the hot kind. The cold kind. The kind that calcifies in your chest and stays there. Alessio's mother approached the happy couple with open arms. She kissed Calista on both cheeks. Held her hands. Said something that made Calista's eyes well up with fake tears. 6 months ago, that same woman told me I was too American for her son. Said I didn't understand family values. Suggested, politely of course, that maybe Alessio and I should take more time. Now she was welcoming Calista like a daughter. Calista who'd lived in my apartment. Calista who'd eaten my food. Calista who'd smiled at me this morning while I cried and said, I'm so sorry it had to be like this. Sorry it had to be like this. Like she had no choice. Like gravity made her do it. Your drink. I turned. Raffaele stood beside me holding 2 glasses. He pressed one into my hand. I don't want. It's water, he said. You need to stay sharp. I took it. My hands were shaking so badly water sloshed over the rim. Everyone's staring, I whispered. No. Raffaele's voice stayed level. They're pretending not to stare. There's a difference. He was right. I could feel it. The weight of 200 pairs of eyes trying very hard not to look directly at me while absolutely tracking my every movement. The girl who got replaced. The idiot who didn't see it coming. A woman in a purple dress, someone's aunt, maybe, leaned toward her companion and whispered something behind her hand. They both glanced at me, then away, then giggled. Actually giggled. I need to leave, I said. Not yet. Raffaele. Look at the gift table. I didn't want to look, but I did. Stacked high with wrapped boxes and envelopes. Hundreds of them. Probably thousands of dollars worth of gifts. 3 of those envelopes were from me. I'd bought them a stand mixer, Egyptian cotton sheets, a donation to a charity Alessio supposedly cared about. I'd bought my own replacement a wedding gift. My stomach turned. She knew, Raffaele said quietly. She knew you'd do that. Do what? Be kind even when it killed you. Something hot pressed behind my eyes. I blinked it back hard. The music shifted. A slow song. Alessio and Calista moved to the center of the floor for their first dance. Everyone pulled out their phones. Alessio's hand rested on Calista's waist, the same way it used to rest on mine. Same pressure. Same placement. He'd practiced with me. I'd taught him where to put his hand so it looked natural in photos. And now he was using that exact move on her. Calista gazed up at him like he was the only person in the world. Her expression soft. Vulnerable. Perfect. I'd seen her practice that look in our bathroom mirror. I'd watched her tilt her chin at different angles to find the most flattering one. Watched her widen her eyes just slightly to look more innocent. She'd asked me which angle looked better. I'd helped her. She's good, Raffaele said. Almost admiring. I'll give her that. At what? Performance. The song swelled. Alessio dipped Calista. She laughed. That bright, delighted sound she'd perfected. The crowd awed. Someone near me said, "They're so in love." I wanted to scream. Instead I took a long drink of water, and felt it sit like a stone in my stomach. Raffaele leaned closer. His breath warm against my ear. In approximately 4 minutes, Alessio's father will make a toast. He's going to talk about legacy, about family, about his son finally becoming a man. I don't care. He's going to thank Calista for bringing Alessio back to what matters. I went very still. Back from what? Raffaele's expression didn't change. From you. The words hit like a fist. He's going to imply you were a distraction. A phase. Something his son had to outgrow. Why are you telling me this? Because I need you angry, Raffaele said simply. I need you furious. I need you to remember exactly how this feels. Why? His eyes locked on mine. Because when I tell you what they really did, I need you to believe me. The first dance ended. Applause erupted. Calista curtsied playfully. Alessio beamed. Then his father stood. Raised his glass. The crowd quieted instantly. To my son, he began. His voice carried across the courtyard. Deep. Authoritative. The voice of a man used to being heard. Today he became the man I always knew he could be. Pause for effect. He made the right choice. The choice that honors our family. Our name. Our future. My fingernails dug into my palm. And to Calista. He turned to her. Thank you for showing him what real love looks like. Real love. As opposed to what? The fake love I'd given him for 3 years? The crowd murmured approval. Glasses clinked. Calista pressed her hand to her heart. Alessio kissed her temple. I felt something inside me crack clean through. Not break. Crystallize. Raffaele's hand found my elbow. Steady. Grounding. There it is, he said softly. There's what? The moment you stop being a victim. The toast continued. More platitudes. More praise. More erasure of everything I'd been. Then Alessio's father said something that made the entire courtyard laugh. We were worried for a while, but he found his way home. Found his way home. Like I'd been a wrong turn. A detour. Raffaele leaned close again. Still want to leave? I looked at him. Really looked. His expression was calm. Patient. But underneath, something darker. Something waiting. No, I said. My voice didn't shake anymore. Good. He straightened. Because now it gets interesting. Raffaele didn't move for the next 20 minutes. Just stood there. Watching. Like a predator that doesn't need to chase because it knows the prey will stumble right into its mouth. Calista worked the crowd like a politician. Hugging. Smiling. Posing for photos. But every few minutes, her eyes would dart toward Raffaele. Then away. Then back. She was scared. Good. She keeps looking at you, I said. I know. Why? Raffaele took a slow breath. Because she thought I'd be in Prague this weekend. Were you supposed to be? That's what I told Alessio. My pulse picked up. You lied. I repositioned. His tone stayed flat. Clinical. There's a difference. A waiter passed with a tray of champagne. Alessio grabbed 2 glasses. Downed one immediately. Handed the second to Calista. She didn't drink it. She just held it. Tight. Knuckles white around the stem. He's nervous, Raffaele said. He should be. No. Raffaele's eyes narrowed slightly. He doesn't know why he's nervous yet. That's the problem. Before I could ask what that meant, a woman in a red dress approached us. Tall. Blonde. The kind of beautiful that comes with a stylist and a dermatologist on speed dial. She ignored me completely. Raffaele. Her voice dripped with something that made my skin crawl. I didn't expect to see you here. Lucia. He didn't smile. Didn't soften. Just acknowledged her existence like she was a piece of furniture. She leaned in close. Too close. Her hand landed on his chest. We should catch up later. Privately. I felt my jaw tighten. Raffaele removed her hand. Gently. But firmly. I'm occupied. Lucia's eyes finally flicked to me. Dismissive. Amused. With her. The way she said her made me want to throw my water in her face. Raffaele's expression went cold. Actually cold. Yes. With her. Something in his tone made Lucia step back. The flirtation drained from her face. Right. Of course. She forced a smile. Enjoy the wedding. She walked away fast. I exhaled. Friend of yours. Business associate. Raffaele adjusted his cuff. She handles acquisitions for the family. She's useful. She wanted to sleep with you. Most people want things they can't have. That doesn't bother you? He looked at me then. Really looked. The only thing that bothers me is disloyalty. The word hung there between us. Disloyalty. Like what Alessio did. Like what Calista did. Come, Raffaele said. We're moving. Where? Somewhere you can hear clearly. He guided me through the crowd. His hand stayed on my lower back. Protective. Possessive in a way that didn't feel like ownership. It felt like shielding. People parted for him. Not because he pushed. Because they simply moved. Instinct. Survival. We stopped near the edge of the courtyard. Close enough to see everything but far enough that conversations wouldn't reach us. Raffaele pulled out his phone. Checked something. Put it away. In 3 minutes, Calista will excuse herself. She'll say she needs to fix her makeup. How do you know that? Because she's been glancing toward the restrooms for the last 5 minutes. She's panicking. About what? Raffaele didn't answer. Instead, he just waited. And exactly 3 minutes later, like clockwork, Calista touched Alessio's arm. Leaned in. Whispered something. He nodded. She kissed his cheek. Then walked toward the main building. Fast. Too fast for a bride who should be savoring her moment. Follow her, Raffaele said. My heart stopped. What? Go. Stay 20 feet back. Don't let her see you. Why would I? Because you need to see who she calls. Calls? Raffaele. Go. Now. His voice left no room for argument. So I went. I slipped through the crowd. Kept my head down. Followed the white trail of Callista's dress as she disappeared into the building. She didn't go to the restroom. She went to a side hallway. Empty. Quiet. I pressed myself against the wall. Peeked around the corner. Calista pulled out her phone. Her hands shook. She dialed. 1 ring. 2. Then someone answered. It's me, Calista whispered. Her voice tight. Strained. He's here. Raffaele's here. Pause. I don't know. I thought you said he'd be gone. Another pause. Longer this time. No, I didn't tell Alessio. Are you insane? Her free hand pressed against her forehead. She looked like she might cry. Just stick to the plan. Everything's fine. It's fine. But her voice said it wasn't fine. I have to go. People will notice. She hung up. Stood there for a moment. Breathing hard. Then she straightened. Smoothed her dress. Fixed her face back into that perfect bride smile. and walked back toward the reception like nothing happened. I stayed frozen against the wall. Heart hammering. Who the hell did she just call? Well, I spun around. Raffaele stood 3 feet away, silent, like he'd been there the whole time. She called someone, I whispered. She said you were supposed to be gone. She said something about a plan. Raffaele's expression didn't change, but something flickered in his eyes. Satisfaction. Good, he said quietly. Good. She's scheming something. I know exactly what she's scheming. He stepped closer. I've known for 2 months. My breath caught. Then why let the wedding happen? Raffaele's smile was barely there, a ghost of amusement. Because guilty people confess when they think they've won. Confess to what? He looked toward the reception, toward Alessio, toward Calista laughing with guests like her world wasn't about to collapse. Everything, Raffaele said. Then he turned back to me. Do you trust me? I should have said no. Should have run. Should have gotten as far from this family and their twisted games as possible. But I didn't. Yes. Then stay close tonight. Don't leave my side. No matter what happens. What's going to happen? Raffaele's eyes locked on mine. The truth. He started walking back toward the reception. I followed. And somewhere behind us, in that empty hallway, I swear I could still hear the echo of Calista's panicked voice. Stick to the plan. What plan? And why did Raffaele look so calm? The cake cutting happened at sunset. Calista and Alessio stood behind a 5-tier monstrosity covered in sugar flowers. White fondant. Gold leaf. Probably costs more than my car. Everyone gathered around with their phones out, ready to capture the perfect moment. Alessio's hand covered Calista's on the knife. They cut. They fed each other tiny bites. Calista smeared frosting on Alessio's nose. Playful. Adorable. The crowd ate it up. I wanted to vomit. That cake was supposed to be ours, I whispered. Raffaele stood beside me, silent. We picked it out together. Alessio and me. 8 months ago. I remembered that day clearly. The baker's shop smelled like vanilla and butter. We'd tasted 6 different flavors. Argued about whether to do fondant or buttercream. Laughed about how we'd definitely smash cake in each other's faces. Same baker? Raffaele asked. Same everything. My voice cracked. Same venue. Same flowers. Same everything. He didn't replace me. He just swapped me out. Like changing a shirt. Look at the guest list, Raffaele said quietly. I scanned the crowd. My chest tightened. My college roommate Devin was here. She was laughing with Calista's cousin. My coworker Marcus. The one who'd thrown me a surprise engagement party. My Aunt Patricia who'd already bought me a gift for my wedding. My wedding that never happened. They all came. I said numbly. They all RSVP'd, yes, Raffaele corrected. To your wedding. Then got a revised invitation 2 months ago. Saying what? That there'd been a change. That Alessio had found his true match. That everyone should still come celebrate love. My hands clenched into fists. And they came anyway. Most people choose comfort over loyalty, Raffaele said. They don't want confrontation. They want cake and champagne and pretty photos. I hate them. Good. Remember that. A memory hit me then. Sharp. Uninvited. 3 months ago. Calista sitting cross-legged on our couch. Wine glass in hand. Hair in a messy bun. Can I ask you something? She'd said. I'd been folding laundry. Sure. Does Alessio ever? I don't know, seem distant. Idealawa. Sometimes. Why? Just curious. She'd taken a sip of wine. Like, does he ever talk about feeling trapped? I should have heard the alarm bells. But I didn't. Trapped? No. I mean, he gets stressed about work sometimes. Family stuff. But trapped? No. Calista had nodded slowly. What about his family? Do they like you? His mom's complicated. But we're working on it. Complicated how? I told her. Everything. How Alessio's mother thought I wasn't traditional enough. How his father barely spoke to me. How family dinners felt like auditions I kept failing. Calista had listened. Sympathetic. Supportive. That sounds really hard, she'd said. Then she'd hugged me, and I'd actually felt grateful to have her as a friend. She played me, I said out loud. Raffaele didn't respond. Every question, every conversation. She was gathering information. Yes. For how long? Since the day she moved in. My stomach dropped. She planned this from the beginning? Not the beginning. Raffaele's jaw tightened slightly. But close enough. Another memory surfaced. 6 weeks ago. I'd come home early from work. Found Calista in the living room with her laptop. She closed it fast when she saw me. Hey. Too bright. Too sudden. I didn't hear you come in. What were you working on? Just emails. Boring stuff. But I'd seen the screen for half a second before she closed it. Bank statements. Not hers. I'd thought it was weird but hadn't pushed. God, I was stupid. She was in your apartment for 6 months, Raffaele said. She had access to everything. Your mail. Your laptop. Your conversations with Alessio. I trusted her. That's what she counted on. The cake service started. Waiters moved through the crowd with slices on delicate china plates. Someone handed me one. I stared at it. White cake. Raspberry filling. The exact combination Alessio and I had chosen. Eat it, Raffaele said. I don't want. Eat it. Let them see you're not broken. I picked up the fork. Took a bite. It tasted like ash and humiliation. But I smiled. And across the courtyard, Calista's eyes found mine. For just a second, her perfect bride mask slipped. She looked afraid. Then Alessio whispered something in her ear and she laughed. The moment passed. But I'd seen it. She knows you're watching, Raffaele murmured. Good. That's not good. That makes her dangerous. More dangerous than stealing my fiancé? Raffaele turned to face me fully. You still don't understand what she stole. Then tell me. Not here. Why not? Because when I tell you, he paused. You'll want to kill her. And I need you calm. A chill ran through me. How bad is it? Bad enough that this wedding is the least of your problems. Before I could respond, Alessio's father appeared beside us. Tall. Silver-haired. The kind of man who expected rooms to quiet when he entered them. He looked at Raffaele. Then at me. His expression was ice. You're still here. Not a question. An accusation. Yes, I said. My voice steadier than I felt. You should leave. This is a family event. She's my guest, Raffaele said quietly. His father's eyes narrowed. Your guest? Yes. And what exactly is she to you? The question hung there. Waited. Dangerous. Raffaele's expression didn't change. Someone who matters. Alessio's father stared at him. Then at me. Then back at Raffaele. We'll discuss this later. No, Raffaele said. We won't. Something passed between them. Silent. Hostile. Then Alessio's father walked away. My heart was racing. What just happened? I made a choice, Raffaele said. What choice? He looked at me. Really looked at me. You. The word landed like a bomb. What does that mean? It means you're under my protection now. Officially. I don't understand. You don't need to. Not yet. He glanced toward Calista. But she does. And across the courtyard, Calista was staring at us. Her face had gone pale. She grabbed Alessio's arm. Whispered something urgent. He looked confused. Then concerned. Then he looked at Raffaele. And I saw it again. Fear. What did you just do? I whispered. Raffaele's smile was cold. Sharp. I declared war. The dancing started. Guests flooded the floor. Music pulsed. Lights dimmed to something romantic and soft. Alessio pulled Calista close. She rested her head on his shoulder. Picture perfect. But her eyes stayed open. Watching us. They're going to run, I said. Let them try. Raffaele checked his phone. Typed something. Put it away. They won't make it past the property line. You have people here. I have people everywhere. That should have scared me. It didn't. A man in a dark suit approached. Young. Maybe 30. He leaned close to Raffaele and whispered something I couldn't hear. Raffaele nodded once. The man disappeared. What was that? Confirmation. Of what? That I was right. He turned to me. Do you remember signing anything in the last 6 months? Documents? Contracts? Anything Alessio gave you? My mind raced backward. No. I don't think so. Think harder. Then it hit me. Wait. There was something. My stomach dropped. 2 months ago, Alessio said his accountant needed me to sign a form. Something about taxes. Joint filing preparation. Did you read it? No. Shame burned hot in my chest. He said it was just a formality. That we'd need it when we got married anyway. Raffaele's jaw tightened. What did you sign? I don't know. It was like 3 pages. Legal language. I just signed where he told me to. Was Calista there? I thought back. Yes. She was in the kitchen. She brought us wine while we were signing. Did she watch you sign? I think so. Why does that? Because she witnessed it. Raffaele's voice went cold. She made it legally binding. My heart stopped. Binding to what? I don't know yet. But I'm going to find out tonight. A woman's laugh cut through the music. Hi. Drunk. I turned. My friend Sienna. The one I'd known since college. The one who'd held me while I cried about my dead mother. She was dancing with Calista's brother. When she saw me looking, she had the decency to look embarrassed. For about 2 seconds. Then she kept dancing. I want to leave, I said. No. Raffaele. Look at me. I did. His eyes were dark. Intense. If you leave now, you lose everything. Your dignity. Your truth. Your power. He stepped closer. They want you to run. That's the whole point. If you disappear quietly, their story becomes the only story. What story? That you were unstable. Jealous. That you couldn't handle Alessio finding real love. My blood went cold. They wouldn't. Calista already has. He pulled out his phone. Showed me a screenshot. It was an Instagram post. From Calista's account. Posted 20 minutes ago. A photo of her and Alessio kissing at the altar. The caption read, "Sometimes love finds you when you least expect it. So grateful for everyone who supported us through this difficult transition. Special thoughts today for those who couldn't be happy for us. Sending light and healing. 2 hearts. Difficult transition. Those who couldn't be happy for us. Sending light and healing." She'd made me the villain. The bitter ex who couldn't move on. Check the comments, Raffaele said quietly. I scrolled. You guys are so brave for following your hearts. True love always wins, red heart. Some people just can't handle other people's happiness. Ignore the haters. You deserve this. Haters. I was a hater now. My hands started shaking. She's rewriting everything. Not for long. How do you stop this? Raffaele took the phone back. With the truth. But the truth needs evidence. And evidence needs time. I don't have time. She's destroying my reputation right now. Let her. His voice cut through my panic. Let her feel safe. Let her think she won. Why? Because people who think they won get sloppy. The music shifted. A faster song. More people joined the dance floor. Alessio spun Calista. She laughed. Threw her head back. Someone took a photo. It would probably be on Instagram in 5 minutes with some caption about joy and new beginnings. I need air, I said. Then we'll walk. Raffaele guided me away from the reception. Through a stone archway. Into a garden that smelled like jasmine and old money. The music faded behind us. I could finally breathe. Better, he asked. No. Good. Comfort is the enemy right now. I turned on him. What does that mean? It means you're angry. Stay angry. Angry people fight back. Comfortable people get destroyed quietly. I don't know how to fight this. Yes, you do. He moved closer. You've been fighting your whole life. You don't know anything about me. I know you worked 3 jobs to put yourself through college. I know Alessio's family looked down on you for it. I know you smiled through every insult because you thought love was supposed to hurt a little. I stared at him. How do you? I pay attention. His eyes held mine. That's what I do. I watch. I listen. I remember. Why? Because everyone else forgets. He said it simply, like it was obvious. They forgot you the moment Calista decided you were replaceable. But I didn't. Something cracked open in my chest. What do you want from me? I whispered. Nothing. Everyone wants something. Then I want you to survive this. His voice went soft. Dangerous. I want you to walk out of here knowing exactly what they did. And I want them to see you do it. And then what? Then you decide. Decide what? Raffaele's expression shifted. Predatory. What kind of person you want to be? The one who runs? Or the one who ruins them first? A branch snapped behind us. We both turned. Alessio stood 10 feet away. Alone. His tie was loosened. Hair messed up. He looked drunk. Desperate. We need to talk, he said. His eyes locked on mine. And for the first time all day, I saw something real in them. Guilt. You shouldn't be here, Alessio said. His voice cracked on the last word. I laughed. Actually laughed. The sound came out jagged and mean. I shouldn't be here? At your wedding. I stepped forward. The wedding that was supposed to be mine? Don't do this. He ran a hand through his hair. Not tonight. When then? When's a good time for you, Alessio? Raffaele didn't move. Just stood there, watching his brother fall apart. I tried to tell you, Alessio said. I wanted to. You wanted to what? Warn me? Give me a heads up that you were fucking my roommate. He flinched. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? It just happened. Those 2 words. It just happened. Like gravity. Like weather. Like something outside his control. When? My voice was ice now. When did it just happen? Does it matter? Yes. Alessio looked at Raffaele. Then back at me. 4 months ago. 4 months. 4 months of coming home to both of them. Making dinner. Watching movies together. Laughing about stupid things. 4 months of him kissing me goodbye in the morning. And then probably texting her the second I left. Where? I asked. What? Where did it happen? Our apartment? Our bed. Jesus no. Never in our bed. Oh, how noble. I wanted to claw his eyes out. Where then? Her room. Her room. The room right next to ours. The room where I'd hear her laugh sometimes through the walls and think nothing of it. So you'd wait until I fell asleep, I said slowly. Then what? Sneak next door. He didn't answer. That was answer enough. Did you love me? My voice broke. I hated that it broke. Ever. Of course I did. Liar. I did love you. He stepped closer. But Calista, she understands me. She understands my family. The pressure. The expectations. I tried to understand. You tried too hard. His words came faster now. Desperate. Everything with you is effort. With her it's easy. Natural. Natural. Like I was the wrong puzzle piece he'd been forcing into place. Your mother never liked me, I said. No. Your father thought I was beneath you. Yes. And you agreed with them. Alessio's silence said everything. So why didn't you just end it? I demanded. Why the humiliation? Why make me come to this? I didn't invite you. You didn't uninvite me either. My hands shook. You kept me on the guest list. You let me show up. You wanted me to see this. That was Calista's idea. The words hung there. Cold. Brutal. True. She wanted me here. I said slowly. She thought it would give you closure. Closure. I tasted the word. It was poison. She wanted to humiliate me. No. Yes. Raffaele spoke for the first time. His voice cut clean. That's exactly what she wanted. Alessio turned on his brother. Stay out of this. Can't do that. This is between me and her. Nothing is between you and her anymore. Raffaele's voice dropped. Dangerous. You made sure of that when you married someone else. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. Raffaele moved forward. Slow. Deliberate. You're weak. You always have been. And Calista saw that weakness and used it. That's not true. Did you tell her about the accounts? Alessio went pale. What? The offshore accounts. The ones father doesn't know about. Did you tell Calista? I don't know what you're. Don't lie to me. Raffaele's voice could have cut glass. Did you tell her? Silence. Then Alessio's shoulders sagged. She found the statements, he whispered. In my office. She asked what they were. And you told her. I had to, she was going to ask father. So you bought her silence with a ring. My brain was catching up. Slowly. Horribly. Wait, I said. She blackmailed you? No. She found evidence of something illegal, I said. And instead of turning you in, she made you marry her. Alessio's face crumbled. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. Raffaele's words came out cold. Factual. She had leverage. You had desperation. She traded her silence for legitimacy. I love her. You love not going to prison. Fuck you, Raffaele. Did she ask you to make her sign documents? Raffaele ignored the outburst. Official papers. Contracts. Alessio hesitated. Some financial planning stuff. Did one of those documents involve her? Raffaele looked at me. Oh God. The tax form. I breathed. That wasn't for taxes. What tax form? Alessio's eyes widened. What are you talking about? You had her sign something, Raffaele said. 2 months ago. What was it? I don't. Calista handled that. What did you have her sign, Alessio? A liability waiver. Calista said we needed it. In case the wedding fell through. To protect everyone from legal complications. My stomach dropped through the floor. You made me sign away my rights, I said numbly. What? No. That's exactly what you did. Raffaele's voice was quiet now. Deadly. You made her waive any legal claim to compensation, emotional damages, or breach of promise. Calista said it was standard. There's nothing standard about forcing someone to sign away their legal protections before you publicly humiliate them. Alessio looked like he might vomit. I didn't know, he whispered. I swear I didn't know that's what it was. Yes, you did. I felt something inside me die. Something that had still hoped he was salvageable. You knew. You just didn't care. That's not true. Where is she now? Raffaele cut in. What? Calista. Where is she right now? Alessio pulled out his phone. Checked it. Frowned. She said she needed a minute. Went to the bridal suite to touch up her makeup. How long ago? 10 minutes? Maybe 15. Raffaele's expression shifted. Show me. Show you what? Your phone. Now. Alessio hesitated. Then handed it over. Raffaele scrolled. His jaw tightened. She's been texting someone all night. He turned the phone so I could see. Messages from a number with no name. He's here. What do I do? The brother. Raffaele. He brought her. Why would he bring her? Something's wrong. He knows something. Should I move up the timeline? Timeline? What timeline? I asked. Raffaele kept scrolling. Then stopped. His face went hard. She's leaving. What? Alessio grabbed for the phone. That's insane. We just got married. Read the last message. Alessio read it. All color drained from his face. No. No, she wouldn't. What does it say? I demanded. Raffaele turned the screen to me. Car waiting at Northgate. Passport in my bouquet. Wire transfer confirmed. I'm out in 20 minutes. And then one more. Thanks for the wedding. And the money. Exo. Alessio's hands started shaking. She's stealing from me. She already stole from you. Raffaele's voice was ice. The wedding was just the exit strategy. I have to stop her. You're not stopping anyone. Raffaele grabbed his brother's arm. Hard. You're going to sit down. Shut up. And let me handle this. She played me, Alessio whispered. Yes. She never loved me. No. He looked at me then. Really looked. I'm sorry. I felt nothing. Too late, I said. Raffaele was already moving. Stay with him, he told me. Don't let him do anything stupid. Where are you going? He didn't answer. Just disappeared into the dark. And somewhere in this mansion, Calista was packing a bag. Thinking she'd won. Alessio slid down against the garden wall. Head in his hands. Breathing hard. She's gone, he said. Everything's gone. I stood over him. Felt nothing. No simpesi. No satisfaction. Just cold empty space where feelings used to be. How much did she take? I asked. I don't know. Hundreds of thousands. Maybe more. His voice cracked. The accounts, she had access to everything. You gave her access. She said she wanted to help. Manage the finances together. I thought, he laughed. Bitter. Broken. I thought she loved me. Yeah. I thought that about you too. He looked up at me. Eyes red. I fucked up. You destroyed me. I know. No. I crouched down. Got level with him. You don't know. You have no idea what you did. Then tell me. You made me watch. My voice shook with rage. You could have ended it quietly. Could have told me in private. Given me dignity. But instead you made me stand there in front of 200 people and watch you marry someone else. Calista said it would be better this way. Stop blaming her. I wanted to slap him. You're not a victim. You're a coward who let someone else make your choices, so you wouldn't have to feel guilty about them. That's not fair. Fair. I laughed. You want to talk about fair? My phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. Check Calista's Instagram. Now. I pulled it up. She'd posted again. 5 minutes ago. A photo of her alone. Makeup slightly smudged. Eyes glistening with fake tears. The caption made my blood boil. Sometimes you marry someone and realize too late you made a mistake. I'm so sorry to everyone who came today. This isn't the ending I wanted. But I have to be true to myself. Sending love to Alessio. I hope he finds real happiness. I'm going to take time to heal and find myself. Thank you for understanding. Broken heart. She's setting you up, I said. What? I showed him the post. His face went gray. When did she? 5 minutes ago. While she's packing her bags and draining your accounts, she's making herself the victim. The comments were already flooding in. Oh my God, are you okay? You're so brave for being honest. Better to realize now than later. Alessio doesn't deserve you anyway. She's making me the villain, Alessio whispered. Welcome to the club. I have to fix this. You can't. I stood up. She's already gone. And even if Raffaele catches her, the story's out there now. People believe what they see first. So what do? Suffer. I turned to walk away. Wait. No. Please. He grabbed my ankle. Actually grabbed it. You have to help me. I looked down at him. This man I'd loved. This man I'd planned a future with. He looked pathetic. Small. Nothing like the person I thought he was. Why would I help you? Because Raffaele listens to you. Desperation dripped from every word. He likes you. He'll do things for you he won't do for me. So you want to use me? Again. That's not. Get your hand off me. He let go. I walked back toward the reception. My heels clicked against stone. Behind me, Alessio started crying. I didn't look back. The party was still going. Music loud. People dancing. Someone had brought out sparklers. Nobody noticed the groom was missing. Nobody cared. I found a chair in the shadows. Sat down. Watched people celebrate a marriage that had already imploded. My phone buzzed again. The same unknown number. Northgate. Come alone. My pulse kicked up. I shouldn't go. I should stay in the light. In the crowd. Where things were safe. But safe hadn't protected me. Safe had gotten me here. Watching my life get stolen. I stood up. Walked toward the north gate. The path was dark. Lined with trees that blocked out the party lights. My heart hammered. Then I saw them. Raffaele stood near a black car, hands in his pockets. Come. Next to him, held firmly by a man in a dark suit, was Calista, still in her wedding dress, mascara running, hair falling out of its perfect updo. She looked terrified. When she saw me, something flickered across her face. Rage. You, she spat. This is your fault. I almost laughed. My fault? You couldn't just let us be happy. Happy? The word tasted like acid. You blackmailed him. You stole from him. You used both of us. I didn't steal anything. Her chin lifted, defiant even now. I earned that money. Do you know what I had to put up with? Pretending to care about his stupid family drama? Smiling through dinners with people who looked down at me. So you decided to destroy me instead? You were already destroyed. Her smile was vicious. You just didn't know it yet. Alessio was never going to marry you. His family would have stopped it eventually. I just sped up the process. By making him marry you. By giving him an out. He wanted to leave you. He was just too weak to do it himself. The words hit like knives. Because part of me wondered if they were true. How much did you take? Raffaele asked quietly. Calista's eyes slid to him. I don't know what you're talking about. The wire transfers. The offshore accounts. How much? That's between me and Alessio. Alessio is bankrupt. Raffaele's voice stayed level. Those accounts were empty 2 hours ago. Everything moved to untraceable locations. Swiss banks. Cayman Islands. Very professional work. Calista said nothing. Who helped you? Raffaele stepped closer. You're not smart enough to do this alone. Her jaw tightened. Tell me who helped you. Raffaele said softly. And I'll let you keep 10%. I want 50. You're negotiating? I couldn't believe it. You're caught. You're done. And you're still trying to deal. I'm always dealing. Calista's smile returned. Sharp. That's how people like me survive. We make ourselves useful. You made yourself a criminal, Raffaele said. Semantics. He studied her. Long and cold. You know what I think? He said finally. I think you were desperate. I think someone offered you money to target my brother. To marry into this family. To get close. Calista's smile faltered. Just for a second. I think this was never about love, Raffaele continued. It was about access. Information. Leverage. You're paranoid. Who hired you? Nobody hired me. Raffaele nodded once. The man holding Calista tightened his grip. She gasped. Wait, stop. Who hired you? I can't. If I tell you, they'll kill me. If you don't tell me, I will. Silence. Then Calista's shoulders sagged. Luciano, she whispered. The name hit like a bomb. Raffaele's expression went deadly. Say that again. Luciano Greco. He approached me 8 months ago. Said he'd pay me $500,000 to marry into your family. To get information about your operations. And you said yes. I needed the money. So you destroyed 2 people's lives for a paycheck. I destroyed 1 life. Calista looked straight at me. You were already nobody. I just made it official. I moved without thinking, crossed the space between us, and slapped her so hard my palm stung. Her head snapped sideways. When she looked back at me, blood trickled from her lip. Feel better? She asked. Not yet, I said. Then I turned to Raffaele. What happens now? His eyes met mine. Dark. Dangerous. Decided. Now, he said. She tells us everything. They took us to a room I didn't know existed. Underground. Stone walls. 1 light bulb hanging from the ceiling. It looked exactly like the kind of place where bad things happen. Calista's hands were zip-tied to a metal chair. She'd stopped crying. Stopped begging. Now she just stared at the floor. Calculating. Always calculating. Start talking, Raffaele said. I already told you. You told me who hired you. Now tell me why. Calista's jaw worked. Luciano wants your shipping routes. The ones through Malta. He thinks if he can intercept them, he can cut you out of the Mediterranean trade. And marrying Alessio gives him what exactly? access to the financial records, shipping schedules, client lists. She looked up. Everything's on Alessio's laptop. He's an idiot. Keeps it all in one place. Did you copy the files? Yes. Where are they? Cloud storage. Encrypted. I'm the only one with the password. Raffaele smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. You think that protects you? It does protect me. If anything happens to me, those files automatically send to 6 different agencies. FBI, Interpol, IRS. Your whole operation burns. Bold move. Survival move. Except you made one mistake. Raffaele crouched down. I level with her. You assumed I cared about the files. Calista's confidence cracked slightly. You should care. I already moved everything. His voice was almost gentle. 3 days ago. New routes. New accounts. New systems. Whatever you copied is worthless now. Her face went pale. You're lying. Am I? He pulled out his phone. Showed her something. I couldn't see what it was. But Calista's expression said everything. No, she whispered. That's not possible. You weren't the only one playing games. Raffaele stood. I've known about Luciano for months. I knew he'd send someone. I just didn't know who. Then why let me? Because I needed to know how deep it went. Who else was involved? What he really wanted. So this whole time. Calista's voice shook. You were watching me. Every second. She looked at me then. Really looked. Did you know? No, I said. Liar. You had to know. I didn't know anything. My voice came out cold. I was too busy being betrayed to notice I was bait. The word hung there. Bait. I turned to Raffaele. Is that what I was? He didn't answer immediately. That was answer enough. You used me, I said slowly. Yes. You let me get hurt. Yes. So you could catch her. Yes. Something inside me shattered. Different from before. Worse somehow. I trusted you. I know. His eyes held mine. And I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't. I had to. His voice cut through. Sharp. If I'd warned you, you would have acted differently. She would have noticed. Luciano would have pulled her out. And I'd lose my chance to end this. So my pain was just strategy. Yes. The honesty hurt more than a lie would have. I hate you, I whispered. I know. Calista laughed. Bitter and broken. You think you're better than me? She said to Raffaele. You used her just like I did. You just had better reasons. I never pretended to be her friend. No. You pretended to be her savior. That's worse. Shut up, I said. Why? Because the truth hurts. Calista leaned forward as much as the zip ties allowed. He doesn't care about you. You're a tool. A convenient way to get what he wants. The second you're not useful anymore. I said shut up. He's going to destroy you just like. I grabbed the metal folding chair next to me and slammed it against the floor. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Everyone went silent. I'm done listening to you talk. My hands shook but my voice didn't. You don't get to tell me who I am. You don't get to explain my life to me. I'm just trying to help. You tried to help yourself to everything I had. I stepped closer. My home. My fiancé. My dignity. You didn't steal from me because you needed money. You stole from me because you could. That's not. And now you're caught. You're tied to a chair. Your plan failed. Your leverage is worthless. And you're still trying to manipulate the situation. I crouched down. Got close. It's pathetic. Calista's eyes filled with tears. Real ones this time. I didn't have a choice, she whispered. Everyone has a choice. You don't understand what it's like. To have nothing. To be nothing. I understand perfectly. My voice dropped. That's what you made me feel like. Every single day for 6 months. I'm sorry. No, you're not. I stood up. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. Raffaele's phone buzzed. He checked it. His expression darkened. What? I asked. Luciano knows she's been compromised. He's moving his people out. Can you stop him? I can slow him down. He looked at Calista. Last chance. Tell me everything you gave him. Every file. Every conversation. Every detail. And if I do? You live. That's it. I just walk away. No. Raffaele's smile was ice. You live. In a very specific place. Under very specific conditions. For a very specific amount of time. How long? However long it takes for Luciano to forget about you. That could be years. Then you better hope you're memorable for the right reasons. Calista looked between us. Desperate. What about the money? The account transfers. Gone. Raffaele said it simply. Already recovered. Already redistributed. But I had it. You had access. There's a difference. She slumped in the chair. Defeated. I want a lawyer. No. That's illegal. So is blackmail. Fraud. Theft. Corporate espionage. Raffaele ticked them off on his fingers. Should I continue? Silence. Start talking, he said. Or I walk out and let Luciano's people find you first. That broke her. She told him everything. Names. Dates. Meeting locations. File transfers. Bank accounts. Contact methods. She talked for 20 minutes straight. And with every word, I watched her become smaller. Less dangerous. Just a desperate woman who'd gambled wrong. When she finished, Raffaele nodded to his man. They cut the zip ties. Pulled her to her feet. Wait, she looked at me. I really am sorry. For what it's worth. It's worth nothing, I said. They took her away. The door closed. And then it was just me and Raffaele. Alone in an underground room that smelled like concrete and regret. You should have told me, I said quietly. I couldn't risk it. You could have trusted me. I did trust you. He turned to face me. I trusted you to be exactly who you are. Honest. Real. Hurt. That's what made it work. Made what work? Your plan. Yes. I'm not a chess piece. I know. Then stop treating me like one. I'll stop when you stop acting like a victim. The words hit hard. Excuse me. You heard me. He stepped closer. You're angry. Good. You're hurt. That's fair. But you're not powerless. You never were. I watched my life fall apart. And you're still standing. His eyes burned into mine. You didn't run. You didn't break. You stood there and watched them destroy you and you survived it. Barely. Barely is enough. His voice dropped. Do you know how many people would have walked away? Would have left before the ceremony even started? Most people. Exactly. Most people. But not you. I didn't know what to say. You want to know why I chose you? Raffaele asked. Chose me for what? This. He gestured around. All of it. You think it was accident? Coincidence? My heart stopped. What are you saying? I'm saying I've been watching you since the day Alessio brought you home. That was 3 years ago. I know. The room tilted. Why? Raffaele's expression shifted. Something almost vulnerable crossed his face. Because you were the first real thing my brother ever brought into this family. He turned and walked toward the door. Wait. He stopped. Didn't turn around. It's not over, he said quietly. What's not over? This. Us. Whatever happens next. Then he left. And I stood there in an empty room, wondering what the hell just happened. I didn't go back to the reception. Couldn't. Instead I walked. Through gardens. Past fountains. Past statues that probably cost more than my entire life. My phone kept buzzing. Texts. Calls. Voicemails. I ignored all of them. Until one message made me stop. From Alessio. They're asking about Calista. Where is she? What do I tell them? I stared at the screen. Then typed back. Tell them the truth. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. What truth? I almost laughed. That she used you. That she never loved you. That you're a coward who destroyed the only real thing you ever had. Send. The dot stopped. My phone rang immediately. Alessio. I answered. You can't tell people that. His voice was panic. Pure panique. Why not? Because it makes me look like an idiot. You are an idiot. Please. My parents are asking questions. The guests are confused. Calista's post made everything worse. Not my problem. It is your problem. They're asking about you too. Asking why you're here. Why Raffaele brought you. What did you tell them? Nothing. I don't know what to say. Then say nothing. I kept walking. Just stand there and smile. You're good at that. That's not fair. Fair. The word exploded out. You want fair? Here's fair. You're standing at your wedding reception alone because your bride ran away with your money. Your family's about to find out you've been hiding illegal accounts. And the woman you humiliated publicly is the only person who knows the whole truth. Silence. So what do you want? His voice went small. Money? I'll pay you. I don't want your money. Then what? I want you to suffer. The words came out cold. True. I want you to stand there and feel exactly what I felt. Small. Stupid. Erased. I'm sorry. You're not sorry. You're scared. I stopped walking. There's a difference. Please. Just come back. Help me explain. Explain what? That you married my roommate because she blackmailed you? That'll go over great. Raffaele said I should tell them it was a mistake. That Calista and I rushed things. Raffaele's cleaning up your mess. Again. He's my brother. He's your savior. And you don't deserve him. I hung up. My hands were shaking. Not from fear anymore. From rage. Pure undiluted rage that had nowhere to go. So I walked faster. Away from the lights. Away from the music. Away from everything. Until I found myself at the edge of the property. A cliff overlooking the ocean. Waves crashed below. Dark. Violent. Beautiful. I stood at the edge. Wondered what would happen if I just stepped off. Not to die. Just to fall. To feel something other than this. Don't. I spun around. Raffaele stood 20 feet back. Hands in pockets. Watching me. I wasn't going to. I know. He moved closer. Slow. But you thought about it. For like 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds too long. Why do you care? The question came out sharper than I meant. Because you matter. To who? To what? I laughed. Your plan's done. Calista's caught. Luciano's running. You got what you wanted. Not yet. What else is there? Raffaele stopped a few feet away. Close enough to touch but didn't. You, he said simply. The word hung between us. What about me? I need to know if you're going to be okay. Why? Because if you're not. He paused. Then none of this was worth it. Something in his voice made my chest tight. You used me, I said quietly. Yes. You let me get hurt. Yes. You watched me break. I watched you survive. His eyes held mine. There's a difference. Stop saying that. It's true. He stepped closer. You think you broke? You're still standing. Still fighting. Still here. I don't feel strong. Strength isn't a feeling. It's a choice. He reached out. Slowly. Gave me time to pull away. I didn't. His hand cupped my face. Rough. Warm. Real. What are you doing? I whispered. Something I should have done 3 years ago. What? Stopping my brother from making the worst mistake of his life. I don't understand. I watched him bring you home. Watched him treat you like an option instead of a priority. Watched you try so hard to fit into a family that didn't deserve you. Then why didn't you? Because you loved him. His thumb brushed my cheekbone. And I don't take things that belong to other people. I don't belong to anyone. I know. His smile was barely there. That's the problem. My heart was hammering now. This is insane. Probably. You're his brother. Unfortunately. People will talk. Let them. Raffaele. Tell me to stop. His voice dropped. Tell me to walk away. Tell me this is wrong. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Because I didn't want him to stop. God help me. I didn't want him to stop. This is crazy, I whispered. Yes. It'll ruin everything. Everything's already ruined. Your family. My family can burn. He leaned closer. I'm done protecting people who don't deserve it. What about me? You're different. How? You didn't ask to be protected. You just needed someone to see you. His forehead touched mine. I see you. The words broke something open inside me. I don't know what I'm doing, I said. Neither do I. What if this is a mistake? Then it's our mistake. His breath warm against my lips. Not his. Not theirs. Ours. My phone buzzed. We both ignored it. Tell me what you want, Raffaele said softly. I want to stop hurting. Done. I want them to pay. They will. I want. My voice broke. I want to matter to someone. You matter to me. Since when? Since always. He kissed me. Not gentle. Not careful. Desperate. Claiming. Real. And I kissed him back. Because for the first time in months, maybe years, someone was choosing me first. Not second. Not backup. Not replacement. First. We pulled apart. Both breathing hard. This changes everything, I said. Good. His eyes were dark. Certain. I'm tired of nothing changing. Below us, waves crashed. Behind us, a wedding reception continued without a bride or groom. And between us, something new and dangerous began. What happens now? I asked. Raffaele's smile was sharp. Predatory. Now, he said. We make them regret everything. My phone buzzed again. This time I looked. A text from an unknown number. Just 2 words. It's time. I showed Raffaele. His expression hardened. Who is that? I don't know. He pulled out his own phone. Typed something. Waited. A response came back immediately. His jaw tightened. What? I asked. Luciano's not running. His voice went cold. He's here. Here? At the wedding. He's been here the whole time. My blood went ice. Why? Raffaele looked at me, and for the first time since I'd met him, I saw fear in his eyes. Because he didn't just want information, Raffaele said quietly. Then what did he want? You. What do you mean he wants me? Raffaele's hand closed around my wrist. Firm. Protective. We need to move. Now. I'm not going anywhere until you explain. Calista wasn't just gathering information. His words came fast. Clipped. She was mapping vulnerabilities. Finding leverage points. Weaknesses we didn't know we had. And I'm a weakness? You're the weakness. His eyes locked on mine. To both of them. Alessio's guilt. My interest. Luciano saw it before I did. Saw what? That you matter. He pulled me away from the cliff edge. That hurting you hurts us. That makes you valuable. I'm not a thing to be traded. I know that. Luciano doesn't. We moved fast through the gardens. Back toward the lights. The music had stopped. People were gathering near the courtyard entrance. Confused. Whispering. Something had happened. Raffaele's phone buzzed. He checked it. His face went hard. What? I demanded. They found Alessio. And he's alive. Barely. My stomach dropped. What did they do to him? Enough to send a message. Raffaele's jaw tightened. They want to trade. For what? He didn't answer. Didn't need to. No, I said. Absolutely not. I'm not trading you. His voice cut sharp. I'm ending this. We reached the courtyard. Alessio sat in a chair. Head down. Blood dripping from his nose. His mother was crying. His father looked murderous. And standing behind Alessio, calm as death, was a man I'd never seen before. Tall. Silver-haired. Expensive suit. He smiled when he saw us. Raffaele. His voice was smooth. Cultured. So good to finally do this properly. Luciano. You've caused me considerable inconvenience tonight. Good. Luciano's smile widened. And this must be her. The famous invisible girl. His eyes raked over me. Assessing. Calculating. I felt naked. Let my brother go, Raffaele said. Of course. Once we settle our business. We don't have business. Oh, but we do. Luciano gestured to Alessio. Your brother opened doors he shouldn't have. Made promises he couldn't keep. Created complications. Calista created those complications. Calista was an employee. Alessio was the client. Luciano's expression hardened. He knew what he was buying. Access. Protection. Legitimacy. He was being blackmailed. He was being offered a solution. Luciano's voice stayed level. I don't deal in force. I deal in options. Your brother chose poorly. And now what? You want money. I want compensation. Luciano's eyes slid back to me. For my time. My resources. My considerable patience. She's not compensation, Raffaele said quietly. No. She's motivation. Luciano pulled out a phone. Showed us something. My apartment. Empty. Trashed. My things scattered. Broken. Violated. That's your home, yes? Luciano asked pleasantly. Lovely place. Though the locks were disappointingly easy to bypass. Rage burned through my fear. You had no right. I have every right. His smile was ice. You cost me an asset. A very expensive, carefully positioned asset. That requires compensation. She wasn't yours to lose, Raffaele said. Calista? No. But the operation she represented was. Luciano gestured around. This wedding. This family. This opportunity. All gone because your brother couldn't keep his accounts clean, and you couldn't resist playing hero. So what do you want? I asked. The words came out before I could stop them. Raffaele's hand tightened on my wrist. Warning. Luciano's attention focused entirely on me. Brave, he said softly. Foolish. But brave. Answer the question. What I want. He paused. Is for you to understand something. You think tonight was about betrayal. Romance. Petty revenge. Wasn't it? No. His voice dropped. It was about showing you how easily everything you care about can be taken. Your fiancé. Your home. Your dignity. Your safety. You don't scare me. I should. He stepped closer. Because after tonight, you have two choices. Walk away. Disappear. Forget this family exists. Or stay. Become part of this world. Accept that people like me will always be watching. Waiting. Looking for openings. That's not a choice. It's the only choice that matters. Luciano's eyes held mine. So what will it be? Freedom or loyalty? I looked at Raffaele. He wasn't looking at Luciano. He was looking at me. Waiting. Not pushing. Not demanding. Just waiting. For me to decide. For me to choose. I thought about Alessio. About Calista. About every person who'd made choices for me. About me. Without me. I thought about being invisible. About being erased. About being powerless. Then I thought about Raffaele's words. You're still standing. I turned back to Luciano. I'm stay. His smile faded slightly. You're certain? Yes. Even knowing what it costs? Especially knowing what it costs. Something shifted in his expression. Respect maybe. Or recognition. Then we have nothing left to discuss. He gestured to his men. They released Alessio. Alessio stumbled forward. His mother caught him. Luciano looked at Raffaele. This isn't over. I know. She's a liability now. To both of us. She's under my protection. Raffaele's voice went cold. Final. That makes her untouchable. For now. Luciano adjusted his cuffs. But protection only lasts as long as you do. Then I guess I'll have to last a very long time. Luciano smiled. We'll see. He walked away. His men followed. Just like that. Gone. The courtyard erupted in chaos. Questions. Accusations. Alessio's mother was screaming. His father was on the phone. But I didn't hear any of it. All I heard was my own heartbeat. All I felt was Raffaele's hand still holding mine. You didn't have to do that, he said quietly. Yes, I did. You could have walked away. Been free. I was never free. I looked up at him. Not with them. Not before tonight. Freedom isn't running away. It's choosing who you run toward. His expression softened. Barely. But enough. This changes everything, he said. Good. I squeezed his hand. I'm done with nothing changing. Behind us, someone was crying. Someone else was shouting. Alessio was being loaded into a car. The wedding was officially over. And somewhere in the chaos, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Welcome to the family. The real one. Elle. I showed Raffaele. He read it. His jaw tightened. Luciano. He's mocking us. No. Raffaele deleted the message. He's acknowledging you. What's the difference? One means you're a target. The other means you're a player. Which one am I? Raffaele looked at me. Really looked. Both, he said. And that's what makes you dangerous. We walked away from the courtyard. Away from the wedding. Away from everything that had been. I didn't know where we were going. Didn't care. For the first time in my life, I wasn't being led. I was choosing. And I was choosing this. The violence. The danger. The truth. The man beside me who'd used me but never lied to me. Who'd hurt me but never betrayed me. Who'd seen me when everyone else looked away. What happens tomorrow? I asked. Tomorrow we rebuild. His voice was steady. Certain. We take back what they tried to steal. We make new rules. New boundaries. And us. He stopped walking. Turned to face me. Us, he said slowly. We figure out as we go. That's not a plan. No. His smile was barely there. Dangerous. Real. It's better. He kissed me again. Different this time. Not desperate. Certain. Like a promise. Like a threat. Like the beginning of something that couldn't be taken back. And somewhere behind us, in the wreckage of a wedding that never should have happened, my old life burned away completely. I didn't mourn it. I didn't miss it. Because I finally understood something Raffaele had known all along. Betrayal doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. And what it revealed in me wasn't weakness. It was rage. It was power. It was the kind of woman who doesn't run from dangerous men. She becomes one. My fiancé married my roommate. His Mafia brother chose me. And together, we made them all regret it.